What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chris, aka The Capital Connect, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over how you can create a fail-proof trading plan in 6 steps. Now, this is a video that was requested a lot after my last video I put up, so your wish is my command. Stay plugged in, man. This is going to be a good one. So, in my opinion, one of the most overlooked aspects of becoming a profitable trader is the creation of a trading plan. Now, I used to be one of those people who was like, bro, who cares about a trading plan? I don't need one. Who cares about it? And that was recently up until, the end of September of this year. Like, I used to not have a trading plan at all. And if you were to watch my last video, you would see like from April through September, my account fell off a cliff, bro. My account was in a crazy downtrend. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but selling opportunities on my account, and my account dwindled significantly. I lost like over 90% of the account due to me not having a plan. And I want you guys to think of it like this, okay? Think of your money as your army. The market is the battleground, and your enemy is the big banks, the financial institutions, hedge funds, things like that. Now, in real life, when you are going to war, because trust me when I say you are going to war in the market every single day. When a country goes to war in real life and they have no plan when they're, going against their enemy, what is going to happen to that country's army? They're going to die off. They're going to die off. And likewise, in the trading space, when you go into, the market without having a plan, when you go to that battlefield without having a plan, right, your money is going to die. You're going to blow your account, and then you're going to wonder why. Oh man, why is my account blown? I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, you did. You went into the market without having a plan. So in this video, we're going to be going over how you create a fail-proof plan, bro. So let's get into it. First things first, before I even get into what I have typed out, before you can create your trading plan, you have to figure out the type of trader that you are. Are you a swing trader? Are you an intraday trader? Are you a scalper, right? And there's different aspects to those trading styles, right? A swing trader will hold his trades for a couple days to weeks, and depending on the time frame, even months. An intraday trader will hold their trades from a couple hours to maybe a couple of days, right? And a scalper, me, right, we're gonna hold our trades from a couple of minutes to a couple of hours max. Now, when it comes to choosing the type of trader you're going to be, I want you guys to do something that is in line with who you are naturally, right? That is in line with your personality. Why does that matter? Because you will never be able to act consistently in a way that is inconsistent with who you are as a person. Meaning this, like, I'm left-handed, okay? If it doesn't matter how much I train myself to use my right hand to write, my natural instinct when I go to pick up a pencil or pen is going to be to pick it up and place it in my left hand. That is who I naturally am, right? So you'll never be able to act consistently in a way that is inconsistent with who you naturally are. So if you're a naturally patient person, then maybe swing trading is for you, right? If you're not too patient, but you're not too impatient either, then intraday may be for you. If you're impatient like me, then scalping is for you. Like, I know for a fact myself, I cannot hold a trade for days, weeks, months. Like, that's not happening, bro. I can barely hold it for 30 minutes to an hour. Like, come on now. So I know for me, scalping is the way to go. Now, after you figure out the type of trader that you want to be, the next thing you have to figure out is what sessions are you going to trade. Right now, there are 4 major sessions that people can typically trade. It's going to be Sydney, Tokyo, London, New York. Now, most people don't trade Sydney or Tokyo. Most people are trading London and New York. I happen to trade both London and New York, but I would say most people would either choose London or New York. Like, they would choose one or the other. I trade both just because right now I am able to trade both. But when it comes to choosing the session you want to trade, it could all just come down to the times they start. Like, I'm not too sure about Sydney and Tokyo because I honestly forget about them. Like, I don't keep track of them, but I know for a fact that London starts at 3 a.m., and New York starts at 8 a.m. Now, I know a lot of you guys may work a 9 to 5, so 8 a.m. start time for New York may not work for you. You may have to get up at 3 a.m. and trade London. So, the times they start may be a factor when choosing which sessions to trade. You could care about cleaner price action. Like I said, in my opinion, I feel like London session has cleaner price action. There are some people who disagree. Do with that information what you will, right? Or you may care about volume, right? New York session without a doubt has more volume on most days. So it really all depends, on different factors, what session you want to trade, but take the time and figure out what session you're going to trade. Next thing you're going to want to do in your trading plan is figure out the times within the session you chose that you are going to trade. So for me personally, since I trade London and New York, right, I'll trade London session from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then I'll go to bed, wake up, and trade New York session from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., right? And giving yourself a time limit really will help you from over trading, because over trading is probably one of the biggest contributors to blowing your account. So giving yourself a time limit within a session will help you from over trading. It'll also keep you from just being on the charts and becoming a slave to the charts all day. So give yourself a time limit within the session you chose to execute your trades. Now obviously, if I'm in a trade, let's say at 4:30 a.m. and it hasn't hit my TP yet by 6 a.m., I'm not going to close the trade at 6 a.m. until it hits my TP or, my stop loss. But just give yourself a time limit. All these times that I have posted right here, right, these are times where I am executing a trade, not if I'm in a trade and, let's just say it runs over 6 a.m. or 11 a.m. I'm not going to close the trade just because those times got hit. So I hope you guys are tracking on that. The next thing you're going to want to do is choose the pairs you are going to trade. Me personally, I trade GU, AU, EU, GA, GBP, AUD, right? GJ, UJ, US30, NAS, and SPX, right? And you're going to want to choose pairs that are or that have volume within the sessions that you chose to trade, right? So, London session, GBP, USD, Euro, USD, GBP, AUD, GJ, right? Those are going to have volume because it's London session, right? The Great British Pound, the Euro, right? Those are going to have volume in those sessions, right? And likewise for New York, right? You're going to have US30, NAS, and SPX. They're going to have the most volume in New York. Why is that? That's because those are United States indices, okay? So New York session is going to have the most volume for US30, NAS, and SPX. So you're going to want to choose pairs that have volume in the sessions that you trade, right? I wouldn't recommend trading US30, NAS, and SPX in Sydney, right? Or in Tokyo. Like, it doesn't make sense because the volume has significantly fell off, in those sessions. So make sure the pairs you trade are matching up with the sessions that you're trading. The next thing you want to do is focus on your strategy or strategies. So me personally, I trade supply and demand, and I trade ICT's 2022 model. Right, those are the only two things I trade. I don't do support and resistance often, and I don't really do anything else, too often. So you're going to want to have your main strategies, listed on your trading plan so you can know what you're looking for every single day. Now, the final step in creating your trading plan is you're going to want to list out your rules in detail. So this is probably going to be the most important thing when it comes to keeping you from blowing your account, right? So these aren't all of my rules, right? I just typed this out for this video. I know my rules, to a T. So one of my rules is this: no more than 2 to 4 trades a day, right? So, that's 2 max in London, 2 in New York. And the reason for that is because I don't want to get caught over trading, right? And matter of fact, if I win one trade in London, I'm not taking a second trade. And if I win one trade in New York, I'm not taking a second trade in New York. The only way I will take a second trade in either of those sessions and get to that 3 or 4 trades in a day range is if, let's say, I go break even on one trade, okay, then I wouldn't mind taking another trade. Or let's say, I lose, just a small amount in the first trade, then I wouldn't mind taking a second trade. So, give yourself a limit on how many trades you can place in a day, and that will help you from over trading, right? My next rule is my max loss in a day is $40. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to look at that and say, why is it a dollar amount? Why is it not a percentage? Well, I don't believe in a one size fits all, risk management style. I believe that, risk management is entirely dependent on you. And in my opinion, when I'm in MT5, I'm not looking at percentages. I'm looking at dollar amounts, right? And most people, we're not thinking in percentages, we're thinking in dollar amounts. So why would I think 1 to 2% when I'm trading with dollars, right? And 1 to 2%, like, let's just be honest, bro. 1 to 2% is so unrealistic for most people because, like, I'm not even going to get into how it's so unrealistic. That's going to be a topic for another video, but I got so many opinions on that. Like, I'm not even gonna get into it right now, but I think in dollar amounts, not percentages. So me personally, as of right now, my max loss is $40 a day. So like I said before, if I take one trade in London and let's say I lose $10 or $20, right? I wouldn't mind taking a second trade in London. However, the max I would be able to lose on that second trade is, the other 20 or whatever I have left to lose in a day. The next rule I have is a minimum take profit. I know a lot of people are going to be like, what do you mean a minimum take profit? Right? That doesn't make sense. You have to take what the market gives you. Yes, you do, or you can have a minimum take profit. So for me, my minimum take profits are 10 pips for Forex pairs, 30 points for indices, right? Excluding SPX, I would only need 10 points. So SPX, I kind of treat like a Forex pair because it moves slow. So getting 30 points on SPX can sometimes just take all day. So I have a minimum take profit for this reason. When I back tested, I saw that I had an average stop loss, right? My average stop loss was about 5 pips for Forex pairs and about 10 to 15 points on indices, right? On the 5-minute chart. So I was like, if I want to make it easier on myself, then I need to target at least double, what my average risk is, right? And if I do that, I won't have to worry about one loss wiping out all of my wins. So prime example is, y'all saw last week I did a live trading video, right? And I made like 102, something like that. I've lost 2 trades since then, but I am still up $50 from that trade. Why? Because I have a minimum take profit. So I believe in a minimum take profit. You don't have to believe in that. Do whatever makes sense to you. This is what makes sense to me. So I have a minimum take profit. Do with that information what you will. My next rule is I trade every day except for NFP Friday, New York session. So NFP Fridays, I will not trade in New York session. However, I will trade London session on NFP Friday, right? That is my next rule, okay? And my last and final rule is only red or green marks in the history tab, right? And there's only one exception to that rule, which is news. Only red or green marks. What does that mean? So when you take a trade on MT4 or MT5, when it hits your stop loss, you'll see a red bar next to, the trade in your history tab. If it hits your take profit, you'll see a green bar next to the trade in your history tab. So that is all I want to see because I want to eliminate emotions as much as I can when I'm trading. So I don't believe in closing trades early, right, or cutting a loss per se when it comes to trading, simply because if you watch my day trading secrets from the Bible video, part 1, right, I talked about, regarding the clouds when you're in a trade. And we talked about how regarding the clouds is you looking at things that could possibly go wrong while you're in a trade. So you're cutting the trade early. And, the Bible says, when you regard the clouds, right, you won't reap, right? So I don't want to ever have a reason for me to not profit from a trade being because, I got scared that it was going to hit my stop loss, so I closed it early, or it got close enough to my take profit, so I closed it early. Like, no, bro, I'm just going to let it hit my TP, or I'm going to let it hit my stop loss. It's going to be one or the other. It's not going to be anything in between. It's either going to hit TP or it's going to hit stop loss, right? And that's the end of it. So those are some of my rules that I have for trading, and that is the video on how to create a trading plan in 6 steps. Now, there's a lot more that goes into trading plans. This is kind of just like a basic, beginner thing to get you started in creating a trading plan. My rules are not going to be your rules, so please don't look at my rules or look at, the things I have written out and be like, I'm gonna copy that to a T. Like, bro, do your own research, right? And do your own back testing and figure out what works for you. My rules, as of right now, work for me, right? Do things that work for you and make sense to you. So that's all I got in this video, man. I hope this video helped you guys out, and I hope it gives you guys clarity on how to create a fail-proof trading plan. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I'm gone.